Your girl, you said fit, in shape, no attitude, pH. What's your looks looking like?
Uh, like I said, preferably black.
Would you marry a white girl?
I would.
All right.
Not the primary option, but I would. I think when I say primarily black is because I do think they have, well, I don't think they do have a good amount of sex appeal. But that's more, that's
I can't even say bodies because the chick we just seen at the other place, was she white? What was she? She had to be. She was something.
she wasn't, yeah, she was maybe white. I don't know. I
She
don't
was.
know what she was, but yeah, she wasn't black.
She was thick.
She
I mean, that
was
body
right.
was. I mean, so you can't say it's about the body because that chick was banging.
Well, I think it's the brown skin with the body.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because the
same-
black chick looked good too.
The same reason why white women with tans look 10 times better than me.
Yeah.
It's the brown. It's that brown.
That glow, the gold glow.
But it's also a part of comfort as well. I think it's comfort because I'm not gonna be judged by anybody. I mean, I don't give a damn because I've walked around Romania, and this was the most awkward situation. I'm the only. I swear to God, I was the only black person. I was the only non-white person in that mall. I was in Romania. Every single other person was white. Of course, we're in Romania, but you know, it wasn't really that diverse at all. And we're walking around the mall holding hands, and people are looking, and that's okay, you know. But do I want to deal with that all the time?
But do you think you only deal with that in Romania? Like if you wasn't in Romania, you was somewhere else, do you think they would look at you strange?
I've noticed city by city is different. So if you go to Medellin and you're with a mestiza, I don't think people would look at you like that. If you go to Cartagena, I don't think so either. But when I was in Cali and I was with a mestiza one time, I had black women actually looking at me like, "The fuck are you doing?"
Really?
They would look. They like I actually had a chick go like this.
Damn.
Yeah. So it depends where you're at. It depends on the population of black people where you're at, or it's all demographic wise. If you were to do it here, I don't think people would care like that.
We, especially in this area, they don't give a fuck.
If you were to do it in Salvador, Rio, Sao Paulo, Recife, nobody would care.
I think you would get more of a look, not being with a white chick, that's like nothing. I think if you were talking to an Indian chick, I think that Indian people would give you more of a look than anything else. It wouldn't be the other people. So my question is, you got some questions for me? We done spent all day, we done chatted it up.
What exactly is your mission with your channel? What do you want to bring to the public with your channel?
Here's the sad thing. When I started the channel, I thought, man, this would be, I had some great experiences. I could share my experiences with some people. So that when they go, you know, anytime you go somewhere new, it's like, man, I wish somebody had told me this. Or I wish I could have watched a video on this place to go or this place to eat. You know, I wanted it to be that, to say, hey, here's my experience. Here's the good, the bad. So when you go, you can experience, you know, all good. Then I found out nobody watches that. I put on some booty. I put on booty things and people watch it. So that's where I want my channel to go. But what I found is y'all rather have Jerry Springer than Walter Cronkite. So I'm at a crossroads. Do I continue to be Jerry Springer and give the audience what they want, or do I try to be more legit and give them what I want? So I think that's why I started off 2 channels. I broke it down so I can have one channel. Like I tried to tell you, you're gonna be Austin, and that stigma may go with the travel channel. But if you switch it over, now your sponsors can become different. Your whole money flow can become entirely different because now you have a following. You say, oh, this is going to be entirely, this channel will be different from what I'm doing before. So I think that's where the issue comes in. If you was white, I looked at white travel channels or white people going. But even the dude, what's his name, Kirk Cutts or something like that.
Kirk Cass.
Yeah, he don't really. He just he might show some chicks, but he ain't showing no booties. He not showing that. And he got millions of followers. I see the one white dude that's always like, I'm in the most dangerous hood in DR or Colombia. Followers. Doesn't even have to put that. I'm wondering what's wrong with our culture that's what always has to happen.
Sex deprived.
Is that what it is? Yeah, I'm gonna ask you this. So, how do you see the women dressing when you go somewhere else? And I'll say this: when I went to McDonald's, I was at McDonald's in Santo Domingo. Chicks had on the tightest pants, shirt with the cleavage, and I'd seen the same thing at a bank. Sexy dressed, wasn't even an issue. Do you think we are sex deprived here?
Yeah. I do.
Because that chick, she would have been hounded. If that chick worked at McDonald's down the street, she would have been hounded.
She probably would have got kidnapped.
There, it's not even nobody looks a second way.
What give your channel a shout out. Some people in the chat asking for what your channel is.
Fearless_travels. Fearless_travels.
Can somebody put that in the chat? Yeah, Fearless_travels. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him if y'all want to hear more great information. He's an excellent interviewer, as you guys can hear right now. We've been holding well over majority. It says 648, but the majority of his live stream is at over 700. And y'all don't show me that love when I'm by myself all the time, so it must be him, right?
You got The Rock next to you, baby. Dwayne Johnson here. Dwayne Johnson in the house.
But so you want to, yes, thank you for the $2 super chat. Fearless_travels.
Oh, that's the wifey right there. See the wifey support.
Oh,
That's her channel.
no, I didn't.
Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, I subscribe to it.
So we spent all day. He met the wife. We chilled out. Just to show you can still have somebody by your side and still do your thing.
How does your wife help you with your channel?
None. No. All right, so starting off, even though I do, oh, she can't bring it out here. Let me get the other shot. I'll be right back. Hold that question.
All right.
I gotta answer your question, brother, because if not, I'm gonna be in the doghouse.
Okay.
What the wifey do? So I got the best supportive person. So before, she started her channel before me. And so I didn't want to edit. I didn't want to have to do those things. So she started editing all the videos, doing all the things behind the scenes. Our only issue was we just had different direction on what we wanted the channel to be. We were going to do like a travel channel together, but decided do something entirely different. You know, because I wanted to do something more independent, which is not a problem because, as I told you before, the reason I started it, was for tax reasons. I started making a lot of money, and the one uncle that you can't fuck with is Uncle Sam. He always want his money. Uncle Sam want his money no matter what. So I had to make sure Uncle Sam was taken care of. But that's what you need too, man. If you can find somebody, and that's the hardest part. Y'all don't understand. Doing this YouTube, the hardest part is trying to edit something, trying to get all that together. That's the hardest part. It's more time consuming to do that than anything else.
Yes, Colombian women are actually willing to meet.
Or actually what?
Willing to meet, because they were asking me what's the best Tinder.
I've always said not an issue there.
How did you get a tax benefit exactly? Tell me exactly how did you get a tax benefit out of moving to being in another country?
Well, not just traveling. And you are much better off.
Yeah, because I'm actually gone, so I have different qualifications.
So here's the benefit to what Austin does and what I do. Austin's job, his business, his income is from YouTube. When you have a business of any type, so if you have McDonald's, you have a store, anything that you have to buy, the ingredients, the napkins on the table, the cups, all those things are expenses you had to pay. His expenses are every time he travels, hotels he stays in, places he had to eat. If he do a video like you did a video in Peru with the chick, that's a video. That meal right there is tax deductible because that was a business that you did. So if he made $100,000, Uncle Sam, like I said, the uncle you don't want to fuck with, he gonna come in and say, give me 20,000 right off the rip. But you tell Uncle, man, I had to pay for my trip, I had to do all of this. So if you paid all of that, you might only have $40,000. Uncle Sam, and the great thing about capitalism that I love is Uncle Sam will say, you know what? Instead of you giving me that $20,000 in taxes that you had to pay, we're gonna let you keep it because you had to spend $20,000 for your business. And that's the best thing there is. That's why I got into it. It was a tax benefit. So every time you travel, a lot of y'all just travel. Make it into a business. Every time you travel, every time you eat. When I make a video of my travels, that's basically evidence, right? That's my receipt that I was somewhere and I did that. That's your receipt. That's why we get so far in advance. So let's take that same person. I work and get a W-2, I make 100,000. That means I only bring home 80. And I'm still spending. He make 100,000, he get to keep his money. He making $20,000 more than me every time because he has a business and he's able to write that off. So in 5 years, he just made $100,000 doing nothing but doing the same thing I'm doing. So that's a smart thing. That's what the people of other persuasions do. They get together, they collab. They do that. We don't. And that's the sad part.
Hopefully you guys do. I hope you guys switch it today. Because when we stop talking about women, the views drop. But that's fine. The people that stay, you guys enjoy it.
Oh, they love them women. That's all it's about. What y'all want to talk about? What chicks? We'll mix it all up. We'll give you what they call we give you the medicine and some candy. How about that? So you get the good, and we'll give you some medicine and the candy. So when you first went, where you stayed at and what you did, is that different than what you do now? Example, you go down to, you went to Copacabana when you were, first time you went to Brazil, I'm assuming? So did you go to I'm going to Dolce Vita, I'm going to 4x4, I'm going, these places mesmerize you maybe the first time. What's different from the places you stayed at then to now?
I would say the streets mesmerized me more than 4x4. I went to 4x4 one time. Just to experience it. But I'm just walking around the streets, that was mesmerizing. How is this dude is your father? You already asked me that. I told you no, man.
How old is this? Man, how old am I? Man, how old are you, Austin?
I'll be 25 2 weeks.
I'm double his age. I live twice as long as him. Does that help you out? 37, baby, that's right. See, your Neil's journey. See, the wife will let you know you're right, I'm only 37. I'm 37. I look good for 37.
Y'all say future Austin about anybody I bring over the age of 35 on this channel. Even Jason.
So you've been doing this on your own. It's like you've been rolling on your own. Do you see yourself getting a mentor? What do you see that's changing that you can make your page grow, make you grow as a person?
I do need to get a mentor. I have a hard time doing it. I had a hard time doing it. I actually had one towards the end of my barber career. And then I went to Brazil and I said, fuck being a barber. I'm going to figure out how to move to Brazil. I was like, we got to figure out how to do that. But a mentor would be able to help me not grow the channel because I feel like my channel is growing at a good rate. It could always grow faster, but it's growing at a good rate. But increase my YouTube income from AdSense and just how to diversify, how to monetize further on content as a content creator.
So affiliate marketing, all those things.
Which I'm doing some things like I have my own online store where I sell products and the products sell every day, so they're doing good. But how do I take it to the next level? You know.
So what do you think your catalyst was? I know you talked about Brazil. There was a big article or something that happened in Brazil that caused some controversy. Have you talked about that at all?
Yeah, I talk about it all the time. What were we been asking?
No, go ahead.
It was a witch hunt.
You think you was the fall guy?
I was somebody. Now I was kind of. I mean, the stuff I was saying was pushing it, but
Was it true?
yeah, I wasn't lying about nothing I was saying.
So it was true.
Like they were offended because CNN wrote an article on Instagram, and they said he even talked about how easy it was, about how women kiss you in Brazil within minutes of meeting you. That's fucking true. I'm not the first person to say that.
But what do you think of Brazil? Was it Brazil government angry or the United States government angry? You know, did they? You know, we can put a story up in the USA, and then all of a sudden we make a big deal out of it, and then other countries say, "Oh, it's a big deal."
It was no, it was Brazilians
sex, though. But
Yeah.
they sell sex. I mean, I'm not talking about prostitution. They sell sex. You go, you know, it's like the beach. I'm in a thong. It's that whole sexy thing sells. That's the part of the culture.
Yeah. It was more Brazilians that were upset, but it was just like anybody else in the world. People that don't like hearing the truth. It was just Brazilians that don't like hearing the truth, and it was Americans that jumped on it, but they were just trying to get some clout or whatever. I don't know what the hell their purpose. I started off talking shit. I was helping dudes, but the way I was helping them was, fuck them, go here. And I was, at one point, I think I was really saying that, like that, like, oh fuck them, like you don't need them.
And who was them?
The American women.
Oh.
And then I was like, don't do that, go here. But it's better than just being like, because I was saying this last night where some dudes are like, just bashing the American women, but they don't have the other side. Okay, we get it that they're not the ideal option, but now what?
Bye, Rachel. All right.
You too.
Our waitress is leaving. She up out of here. She gone. We thought you was gonna be on live with us, Rachel.
What'd you ask you?
That she was gonna be on live with us. The sad thing, that's a friendly white girl. A friendly white girl. You get a sister and they like have crazy with you. So what would your advice now be? I mean, you say, is it don't date them? Don't do what? What would be the advice?
And I'm gonna ask you something too.
Okay.
What was your experience with the sisters here? The black women in the States. Let's say that some people know exactly what I'm talking about. The black women in the States, what was your experience
So
like?
I'm older. So let me give you my thing. I'm a little older. In my time, there was no social media when you was first starting off. You really had to have game. I think that's what a lot of guys are missing now. You had to be able to talk to women. You had to flirt. It was like a whole masterful thing to get there. Later on, it became difficult in this sense. Sometime in the 1970s, 1980s, a lot of single mothers happened. Them single mothers had kids. Them single mothers that had kids were angry at society and angry at the men that left them. And they started to raise these women, their daughters, saying, you don't need a man. You can be independent. You know, do everything on your own. So I started to see a generation where I was raised to be masculine, very strong. And I started to run into women who were trying to be masculine and trying to be strong. And two people that had like that, we either gonna be hitting each other or I gotta leave. It's not gonna work. And I just started to see more and more of that, where before you had to have something. You had to have, like, oh, I'm talking some game, I have to have that. Then the whole script flipped. And I'm sorry to say, man, our sisters, man. Our sisters are the least wanted, but they want the most from everything. If you swipe on Tinder, black women are the least people to be swiped on, but they require the most of everybody. You had to jump through hurdles to like be with them, and you think, why do I have to go through so much to be with you? So it got so I wouldn't say so bad. What my catalyst was when I was like, you know what, I got to get a girl somewhere. I had a fine girl. I gotta say, she was fine. She was fine. Beautiful body, everything. Problem was, she thought because she was fine, she ain't had to do nothing. I don't gotta wash clothes. I don't gotta cook. I don't have to do anything.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
It's like it's because here in the United States, when you're pretty, you have really got pretty privilege. And she had pretty privilege. I said, I can't do this anymore. I went out of the country, and then I started getting more serious about it to say, you know, I need to find somebody. The more I left out of the country, or when I would come back, this is when I knew, and you're probably feeling like this. When I would come back to the United States, I would dream about when can I get back out of the country. My experiences now were everything outside of the country.
When was your first trip?
My first trip, man, that was a long time ago. That was, I can't remember the date, but that was to Jamaica. I went to Jamaica. Great time. And what I found when I was in Jamaica was, oh, you fine, brother, you fine. You need this one?
No.
Oh, okay. So my first time was Jamaica. But but here's what I found. I seen some of the poorest people I ever seen, man. I seen dudes on a boat, getting their fish, getting fruit out the trees. But you know also what I seen? I seen the biggest fucking smiles I ever seen.
I was just about to say
I
that.
seen people who were happy, man. And when they say like I'm in Jamaica, it's irre, man. Like, hey man, it's we gonna do it when we do it. It's not this rush. In the United States, I gotta be rushed. I gotta get to this time. I gotta do this. You on vacation and you still in this system. I gotta go. Our life is like that. And I sat back and said, man, I got all the money. I got this house. I got all these things. And this dude who ain't got shit, who ain't got no tennis shoes, who ain't got a shed in the house, he happier than me. His life is happier than me. His enjoyment is happier than me. That's when things need to change. And you see that all the things that you have, that material stuff, it starts not to matter if you don't have that internal happiness. And I said, I gotta make my way. I said, life is too short. And I think really when I seen my mom pass away, and she had lived a life where it was like not really happy. You know, she didn't really go anywhere. She didn't have any enjoyments. And when somebody dies, you know, the last thing on their mind is, I wished I would have worked more. Man, I wish I'd have worked that overtime hours. The things you think about is, man, I wish I'd have loved more. I wish I would have gone to these places.
Live life.
Yep. Les Brown said it the best. He said the cemetery is filled with dreams. That means people had dreams, they never fulfilled them, and they died. And I said, I don't want to do that. I said, when I die, I don't want to have no regrets. I want to be able to be like that. I live, when somebody comes up and gives the eulogy about me, they're going to say, hey, he lived his life. He did everything he said he wanted to do. He accomplished every goal he wanted to do. That brother died with a smile on his face. I had done it all. And I had. Everything I've wanted. Motorcycles, cars, houses, girls, all of that. Done it. And so then you say, what's my legacy? You know, how can I have a better legacy? I don't know if I answered your question or not, brother. I'm sorry. I think the fireball got to me.
You did. William Parker said, "Would you guys say the music industry is one of the problems in the black culture, making it worse for relationships?"
I'll let you answer that first.
Uh, Possibly, but I will make this observation in comparison. If you listen to Brazilian funk,
Mm-hmm.
if you listen to Brazilian funk, it doesn't help relationships. But I've had the best relationships in Brazil.
If you listen to reggaeton, you listen to all that, it still don't change how that culture is.
Yeah.
So you can hear all of that, but it still don't change the essence of who those people are. So,
It's a law thing that makes the culture the way it is here.
and it's something about us. Yeah, well, I will agree on you with this. Does the music do it?
It encourages it.
I don't know of any other race that makes music to downgrade their own people or their own. You don't hear any Asians talking about their wives. Latinos not talking about their girls. Indians not talking about them. We the only people that really degrade our women and get us, and they degrade themselves. They do it. So I think that is become part of the culture.
Now, but Destiny said going off music alone is wild. I would agree. It's not music. I don't think it's music alone. Like I said, I think it encourages it. But I think
Yeah, I need it.
the setup, the laws that we have in the States, for example, like I always bring up this example, in Saudi Arabia at one point women could not drive. I don't think those women were disrespectful. They didn't have enough leverage.
Well, you say the culture though.
But the laws allows the culture.
But no, let's say this though. I gotta take back on that. Prostitution is legal in Colombia. It's legal in Dominican Republic. Even though it's legal, I ain't burn you, brother. That was my hand. You got a little nervous there. Even though it's legal, the culture still is good. Here it's repressed, illegal. You can't do none of those things, and it's still bad. So how do you shake those two things?
You know what? You know one thing I love to say?
What's that?
It's not my problem. I leave in less than a week. Y'all got to deal with this shit. And if you want it to not be a problem, you need to do exactly what I'm doing.
Why you think these brothers is it scared? Y'all scared to get a passport? Y'all scared to travel? I always wondered why people are scared to leave. Because if you look, the statistics in the United States, very, very few people have a passport. And it's crazy for me when I've talked to people and they say, America is the greatest country in the world. And I say, well, where have you been? And they say, nowhere. I say, well, how the hell is it? How do you know? What do you got to compare it to? No idea to compare it to anything. So what are y'all brothers scared of? I'm going to tell you what I was scared of. I was scared I was going to like it. I was scared I was going to like it.
That's what I thought. I was like, man, I got a feeling I'm going to really enjoy Brazil when I get there. Yeah, my mom, when I told her I was going to Brazil by myself, which I didn't, but at the time I was like, if anybody else gonna go, I'm gonna go by myself. She's like crying, you need to pick your casket. she said that shit exactly. You need to pick your casket. I done been to 21 countries.
Brittany said Brokeback Mountain. Brittany, don't you know I got a... Brittany, I guess you ain't seen my page, Brittany. I guess you got to go to my page. You'll see that if you think you cute, you should see what my wife look like. She my Brokeback Mountain. That's another thing. That's the craziest folks I ever seen in my life to do some bullshit like that. Who's the bottom? I don't know. Yes.
Spider Cinepada Soup J says, Austin, you love cigars. Why don't you create you want more streams of income create your own cigar brand? If you've been following me, you know I went to Nicaragua, but they banned me from going to Nicaragua for unknown reasons. So
I don't even think he has to create his own cigar brand. Sponsor. Get. We talked about this. This is what we talked about with the stream. The game is sold. It's not told. So you find a brand that you like, be the Michael Jordan of cigars. You find a brand you like that's comfortable with it, and that's what you go with. You let them know, hey, and we don't do that, man. We will put Nikes on our feet. We'll do all of these things and support these brands that have no monetary, no investment in us. So find that brand you like.
I got the brand.
Then let them know. You write them and you say, hey, I got this many followers. These people are influenced by me. I will promote your products. This is what I need. See, we got to start thinking business like instead of thinking who to buy them.
What countries are best for marriage? I say the Philippines because the woman can't divorce you.
Who are your people, man? I don't get these kind of people on my chat. The bro on the right looks like he eats corn a long way. These your people, man. These people watch my channel. They wouldn't even roll. I laugh because of this, man. I'm 245 pounds. I would fuck you up. But I'm in my old age. I'm in a nice guy age. I got too much to lose, too much to risk. But the people who talk like that, they would never, ever come and say that to me. So I think, what is it? Y'all are some typewriter warriors.
Keyboard warriors.
Yeah, keyboard warriors. And that's great. Because y'all where you at, you keep typing on your keyboard and be with your location. While my man gonna be in another country, I'm gonna be in another country, smoking a cigar, having a drink, having fun. So we'll be all the broke back. Here's what I tell people. I'll be all the broke back mountain bottom dude you want. Just subscribe and send me a cash check. I'm cool with that. Because half the people, when they come to your funeral, it's just to make either sure you dead or just to find out who you are. Who else is gonna be there? The money come no matter what. I think those your people, man. I don't. What's up with us in the gay stuff, man? I don't see that when I go out of the country. Do you see that?
That's an American thing.
It gotta be. I never see people like, oh, they gay, they this, that. Here's the thing, man. If you go to another country and say that to a dude. Go down to DR and tell a dude he
Go to
gay.
Jamaica.
And yeah, go to Jamaica and tell a dude he gay.
Fuck it, go to Syria and say that shit.
You'll see how long you last, man. They don't deal with that type of, that's feminine energy, man. That's gossip stuff. That's somebody who was growing up with a single mom that didn't love him. They don't play that out of the country. Blue shirt, negative ball. I don't know what the hell that means. This is the alcohol, man. I think they drinking.
Shit, that cigar hitting now.
What's hitting you?
That's my famous line. It's hitting. That mean I'm sitting back.
Hey, boo, are you still up? Because if you still up, I might need you to drive us downtown to get Austin home. I feel good, but I just don't want to risk his life. He don't got that many days to be here, and I don't want his last day. If we die in a car together, people really gonna think something.
Destiny, I did advertise erectile dysfunction pills, yes, for Bluetooth. I guess they didn't get enough buyers. So I'm glad that my chat doesn't have ED problems, but I know y'all motherfuckers do. So y'all need to buy the Bluetooth the next time I advertise it. But the cigars, you're gonna buy it, because we got enough grown men watching that's gonna smoke the cigars. I'm gonna make y'all smoke them, because when I tell them to send me some more cigars, I'm not gonna take the cigar out. I'm gonna always be smoking a cigar. Y'all just gonna have to donate money so I have enough motivation to approach women like y'all want, because the cigar is gonna relax me too much.
He said I'm smoking on the cigar a little sus. Your people, man. Your people crazy. Your people crazy, man. I don't know how you deal with it. But you know what? I compliment you on that.
Thank you.
You know why I compliment you? Because I found that I've been real aggressive when it comes. That's my issue. That's been my problem.
He said these two ninjas are drunk.
My problem has been I've been too aggressive. I'm too confrontational. And I'm actually getting too old to do that. So I admire your stoic abilities. Uh, Patience is something that I lack. Anger management is something that I lack. I just see a problem, and I think it's where I came up from. So
It's a different era.
yeah, I came up in the hood, man. We just those are certain games that you just didn't play. You know, we fought it out. Nobody did that. Here, you guys throw stuff around like it's just fun. That never happened in my era, and I think that's the difference with your era, man.
They had to say it to your face back then.
Like we ain't have that what y'all call it, like safe zones, no bullying. We bullied each other. Hell, that was bullying was part of life, man.
I encourage bullies. Y'all need to toughen up.
Yeah, they soft, man. They soft. I don't know why they so soft here.
But yes, we will do. I have a cigar brand in Mozambique that is the best cigars I've smoked in my life. In my life is in Mozambique. I love Nicaragua and the DR and Honduras, but the Mozambique got the best cigars I smoked. I'm gonna reach back out to them again and be like, you need to send me another pack. And I promise. Send me 20 of them and it's a wrap.
Scroll down. Grant said something. I just seen that pass through. I think Grant said, "Are Latinas in America in Texas any good?" So here's the thing. There are some fine Latina women here. I've seen them. I go to the gym, and you talking about some bodies that's just out of this world. They beautiful. The problem is the Latinas. It's the culture. Once people get to the United States, they change. That you can meet a first generation. So you go to a Latina's house that's in the United States. Her mom came over on the boat. So her mom didn't get here until she was like 30, 40, you know, and the girl got here when she was like 7. The mom will be crazy traditional, be the type of woman you want to marry. The daughter, on the other hand, she done been Americanized. The culture has got to her. Very difficult for you to change that. That's the problem. Beautiful women here, but I found this. I found that it's more difficult to talk to Latinas in the United States than it is outside. They stick together. The groups that are outside, like Latinas here, they stick amongst Latinas. And they go even further. I'm Mexican, you know, you might get away with it if you were Latina, but like the Mexicans are staying with each other. The Dominicans are staying with each other. Venezuelans, they all stand amongst their groups. And you are outsider. I don't care what kind of good Spanish you think you speak. You an outsider when you go there. And they let you know. They don't want that. I mean, you go to Washington Heights. Shit, you ain't getting no chick in Washington Heights. Washington Heights, New York, that's all Dominicans. They not letting you in, you black. You black. It's much more difficult to get the girl here. So I would say you'd have to get her outside the United States, and that'd be your best bet.
Well, what about bringing? Because your wife was born. Your wife was born in the DR, so
why not bring her back?
Yeah, why bring her back? Because there's some people agree, some people disagree. It's a risk, right?
No, see, here's the risk. Y'all dudes, y'all ain't know how to vet no chicks, man. Once I got to a certain age, I knew how to vet chicks. I knew how to look at a chick and say, like I told you, I said, man, I started off making $60,000 working for the city. Once I tripled my income and got to 200, I had less sex than anything. Why? Because I couldn't put myself in a position to deal with those type of women. I couldn't deal with a woman who had nothing to lose, who would put my life in jeopardy, who could take everything from me on that. So that's number one. I vetted the chicks. So when I would go out of the country, I told you, I said, man, there's chicks that was fine, beautiful, bodies banging, you know, everything I would want. And I was like, I cannot be with her because she's not right. She's only thinking about brains. So how did I get with mine? She had a father in the home, mother in the home. They made, like you said, stayed at home. She wasn't living on her own. Stayed at home in the house until she got married. Her mom was more of a snitch than anything. I remember one time that she was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the club with her girlfriend or cousin or something. And her mom was like, she at the club. She out. Like snitching on her. Like they didn't play that. The mom it was, when you have family values, it's different. So that's why I knew I could get married, because no matter how much, like my wife, she cooks, she cleans. You met her. She take care of you. It's not an issue. We don't have no discussion. If you see a video, if you go to my channel, you'll see a video like Marry a Foreign Bride, and you'll see her on there. She talks. She's like, I take care of my man. I'm submissive to my man. That's just how we roll. So I knew that bringing him up here, she wasn't going to change. And that's the thing. It's like, if she changed, we wouldn't be rolling. I did not play that. But she came from a family that had those type of values.
Where did you meet her at?
I was in DR. So I met her when I was in, she's from Santiago. So not Sosua, not any of those places, from Santiago. And she didn't want to come here. See, that's the difference. Meaning come here to live. So they already had like the visa, like a tourist visa. Her mom is a journalist. So she was coming to the United States a long time, on a tourist visa. Her father worked for customs. So her father actually lived in the United States for a while. So he had uncles and that. So the act of, oh man, I can take you to the United States and get you a green card was...
That was out of the question.
Yeah, it was like, I can go to the United States anytime I want. My mom goes there all the time. Her mom used to take like a month vacation and come up and go to like New York or something. Her dad lived there. So the thrill of that wasn't anything. So it was, okay. After that, then what? What type of man are you? What race do you prefer?
When they asked, where did you meet her? Like, where did you bump into her at the first
No,
time?
I met her online. On like Facebook. She was a friend of mine, knew her cousin. I was like, oh man, I gotta get in with that shit. She's looking nice. And so we talked for 6 months before I met her. So we just chatted on Skype for 6 months. So before I even talked to her or seen her in person, I knew all about her. So when I finally met her, when I went down there, there's no problem. We was on. Mom cooking me dinner, they cooking me dinner, the family. It's like they already knew who I was. I'm meeting grandma, we in the house. So that's how we met. Today, oh man, I don't know if I could. I don't know how I can meet a chick like that. That'd be very difficult. Cause I seen them. It's very difficult. He met her at a gay club. Why would I meet her? I don't think are there any gay club? I don't even think that you can't do that in DR, man. You don't see that. Like here you see lesbian chicks walking around. That's not a thing there. Nobody played. Why you on Bradley, what's up, man? You wanna call me or something, bro? You need my number? I don't know what's up, man. You on a gay thing or something? You feeling something? You need some loving or something, brother. I don't know what's wrong with you. What race do you prefer?
Me?
Yeah.
Black primero.
Light skin, dark skin. Doesn't
I
matter.
like them all. Man, that fucking
Cigar got you?
No, this.
Oh, the seat got
That
you?
shit hurts my ass. Shit, I can only sit on this type of for so long. Black first, and it doesn't really matter the skin tone, but I usually gravitate towards brown and light skin, and then second mestizos, third white. I like white women are actually pretty good.
Here in Texas, man,
They pretty good here too.
they stack. They different. They built entire. They cornbread or barbecue fed. I seen some of the thickest chicks at the gym here. Beautiful. What race do I prefer? I dated black women all the way up to I think I went to college. And then I switched over, not switched over permanently, but I started dating other chicks. And then it was an entirely different experience, man. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this. When I felt like I was inadequate, first chick that ever made me feel inadequate. I'm playing football. I'm on the football team. I'm doing my thing. I met this chick who, Nikki Patel. That's crazy that I still know this chick's name. Nikki Patel. That lets you know she Indian. We was cool. She used to hang out, everything. Come to the library. But we was never, ever seen, like, together. I was busy during the football season, so you playing football on Saturdays, you leave, and Sunday you got games. So Sunday we might just chill together. Other than that, it really wasn't like a chill time. Once the football season was over, then it was just me and her. We walking one day, like holding hands. She dropped my hand. I was like, what the hell? What's going on? There was some other Indian dudes around, and she was like, look. I could date like an Indian dude who isn't from like my tribe, my north or south. That's like the second stage. I might even be able to date a white dude. It would be very difficult, but I could date a white dude. She's like, I could never, ever be seen dating a brother. Now, granted, brother, I'm on the football team. I'm rolling. This chick, I'm in a fraternity. These chicks want me. This Indian chick said, bruh, I can't be seen with you. She's like, I would be disowned by my community. I said, that's some powerful shit. So that's my experience with Indian chicks. I dated a fine Korean chick. She was bisexual and crazy as fuck. Every Asian chick is not docile, man. When they say, oh, they submissive, yeah, that's a lie. I've
seen that firsthand.
Yeah, I met one who was not. So I've dated it all. I've never had a preference, so to be forthcoming. My mom is white. My dad is dark as fuck, is midnight, black as hell. My mom is white. White hillbilly. So race was never a thing in my household. It was just date the right person, the good person. So, but most of my life I dated black, and then I did a switch. I did a whole switch. So now, I don't know. Whole switch.
Yeah, y'all. We had about 134 minutes, which is 2 hours. I don't know why yours says it and mine doesn't, but it's 2 hours and 16 minutes.
Oh, you got a military time or something. I don't know what the hell's wrong with yours. You on that Brazilian something.
We had 216 minutes, so we're going to wrap the live up.